On the coming Shabbat, we commence the reading of a new book of the Torah, the fourth book of the Torah, the book which is called Bamidbar, in the wilderness. And yet, if you have a look at the English translation and you look up to see how the book is referred to, you will discover that there's nothing about a wilderness. It is the book of Numbers. How is this possible? How does that come about? Here, on the one hand, you have in the wilderness, and on the other hand, Numbers. Well, there is a name for this particular book in our sources, and it is actually called Sefer HaPekudim. Sefer HaPekudim. And there it is, the book of Numbers. We'll examine the word Pekudim in a few moments, but at the very moment, let us have a look at Numbers. Bamidbar. What has Numbers got to do with the wilderness? And I should like to develop our little discussion in terms of energies, because today in this world, we are living in a world of energies, and we must understand everything in terms of energies. You have a look at Bamidbar in the wilderness, and you will see that you add up the numerical equivalents. If you add up the gematria, you'll find it is 248. Resh is 200, Mem is 40 is 240, and then you got double the day, the dalet and the bet is the number 6, and 248. What is 248? It's a familiar number. 248 is the number of positive mitzvot, the number of positive directions. 248. It adds up. There is something in this related to numbers. Everything in this particular book, has to do with numbers. Squaring up, adding up, seeing that everything is right. Let us have a look in terms of energies. In this world, today as we understand it, you have particles, and then you have vibrations, and then you have particle fields. The particle constitutes a field by virtue of its vibration. Not easy to understand. But this is in the Torah, and it happens to be in the very first word of the Torah, in Bereshit, where you get a bet and a resh. The bet and the resh in Bamidbar. And what is the bet and the resh? A bet and a resh is a bar. Bar. Right, you'll see that bar is a grain of barley. Barley. Barley grain. And barley grain is a grain, and a grain is a particle of grain. That's barley. And the interesting thing, the grain or particle is called a barley corn. And the barley corn has an exact measure. Each and every barley corn is the same size. Amazing. And was used in ancient times as a measure. And here it is. In Bamidbar, you've got the barley corn. And the barley corn, exact measure. And then the bar is a vibration. Brrr, brrr. I'm cold. I vibrate. I get warm. I warm up. When I say brrr, I'm feeling cold. I warm up as a result. There's a vibration to warming up. And then finally, the word bar is a wild place, a wild open place. It is a wild field, which is uncontrolled, natural field. And then you get the midbar, a universal energy field. That is what it's all about. There it is. It's all in Bamidbar. And it relates to the number of mitzvot. Now we can understand what mitzvot are. They are directives. How to relate to the world as a whole to follow the same path, the right path. It's in the open in the wilderness. There are no fixed roads, there are no routes. There is nothing. We have to go ourselves. This is the world. How do we go ourselves? We have to do the correct path. We have to go on the correct path. And when we go on the correct path, we go the right way. We get to where we want to go. Easily understood in the sense of energies. And that is how we're going to look at this book from now on, right until the end. And we have the Pekudim. We have the word Pekudim. Pakad Hashem. God remembered, He visited. It is in the Aseret HaDibrot, in the revelation at Sinai. And there it's in a sense of visited, remembered, in a horrible sense. He takes into account, but we must understand it in a different way. Pakad, in the revelation at Sinai, it is up to the 4th generation. The Dalet, the 4. 4 is the number for being fair and square. 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, 1 unit each. It is the unit square. Everything is squared up. That is what divinity does. In what we do in life is squared up at the end. Everything is just in this